Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is the Nomad TCG, and I'm bringing you guys another deck profile today. Today is going to be my Cardfight Vanguard, One Who Governs Ritual Sacrifice Glass deck. This red line was introduced in Dimensional Transcendence, and initially I hadn't planned on building a deck for it, but it seemed like a lot of fun, so I decided to go ahead and do it. The deck is relatively cheap. If you build it the way I built it, which it cost me around 40 bucks. I don't have a lot of the fancy order cards or anything like that. This is basically all cards from Dimensional Transcendence with the exception of 2 or 3 and not including the triggers. So let's go ahead and get started. For the ride line, obviously Sacrifice Glass, Sheffy, Welcome Me Flower Basket Hop Hop, Lala Pococo, and of course the energy generator, because you can't play Vanguard nowadays without an energy generator. So Lala Pococo is just a standard starter, no special effects, anything like that. But Hop Hop has, at the beginning of your ride phase, choose up to one enrapturing Satiation Sheffy from your ride deck and ride it as stand. If you rode a card, you and your opponent draw a card, and you cannot ride until the end of turn. So go ahead and getting a jump on your opponent and getting to that grade 2 early is definitely a good thing to do. Alright, and then Sheffy's effect is when this unit is rode upon by One Who Governs Ritual Sacrifice Glass, Soul Blast 1, and choose or search your deck for up to one saccharine bait, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle the deck. And then, whenever it's placed on rear guard, choose a grade 3 or greater face-up card with Grand Dogma and its card name from your damage zone, and you may put it into your hand. If you put it into your hand, choose a card from your hand and put it into the damage zone. I don't know if that necessarily counts as like a damage check, so you could potentially put like a draw trigger or something from your hand into your deck and draw one card. I'm not too sure about that, so don't quote me on it. And then obviously Sacrifice Glass. At the beginning of your main phase, you get, when your opponent's rear guard is retired from rear guard or Guardian Circle, energy charge 1 until the end of turn. And then its Vanguard ability, at the end of the battle, this unit attack, Soul Blast 4, search your deck, hand, or drop for up to one manifestation of the Great Skyline Grand Dogma and write it as stand. And it gets 15,000 power and minus drive 2 until the end of turn. If you search the deck, shuffle the deck. If you wrote a card, you may draw a card. Alright, so that is the main ride line that we're going to be running. For the main deck, obviously we're going to be running 3 more copies of Sacrifice Glass because we want those Persona rides as much as we can get that draw power. And then we are going to be running 4 copies of Manifestation of the Great Skyline Grand Dogma. Alright. So when this card is bound other than by the ability of the card, the same card as this card, you can put this card into your drop. At the end of the battle, this unit attack, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. If your bind zone has 1 or more cards with the same name as this unit, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. And if your bind zone has 2 or more cards with the same name as this unit, stand this unit. At the end of your turn, if your bind zone has 1 or less cards with the same name as this unit, choose a One Who Governs Ritual Sacrifice Glass from your soul and write it as rest. If you rode a card, bind this card. So getting those extra attacks in and retiring your opponent's rear guards, very useful effect, very fun. For the rest of the grade 3s, we're going to be running 2 copies of Causal Flare Dragon. This is just a standard retire your opponent's rear guards to boost your own. Once per turn, rear guard effect, Energy Blast 2, retire another rear guard. Soul Charge 1 and choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. This unit gets 5,000 power until the end of turn. So just boosting your own formation, very fun. For the last of the grade 3s, we're going to be running 1 copy of Reaper in the Shadows Zelamort. Counterblast 1, put this unit into your soul, look at the top 2 cards from your deck, choose up to one of them, up to 1 card from among them, call it to rear guard, and put the rest into your soul. So just standard soul charging and superior calling rear guards, boost up your formation. And then for the order cards, we're going to be running 1 copy of Saccharine Bait. We probably could do with a couple more copies of this card, but you play it with Counterblast more criticals, so that's always fun. All right, moving on to the grade 2s, we are going to be running up 4 copies of Eternal Musician Musi. Its effect, front row rear guard. When you're grade 3 or greater Vanguard with sacrifice class and its card name, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. And then its other rear guard effect. When you're grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Grand Dogma and its card name attacks, this unit gets 10,000 power until the end of turn. And then we are also going to be running 3 more copies of Enrapturing Satiation Sheffy. When this unit is rode upon by sacrifice... Oh wait, I already read that one. I think I also read its rear guard effect too. I don't remember. Anyways, that's fun. You can pause it if you missed it. Alright, and then we're also going to be running 3 more copies of Welcoming Flower Basket Hop Hop. This is just so we have something to boost from the back row. I know it doesn't have any rear guard effects, so I probably could take them out and replace it with more copies of Saccharine Bait. But that's just something I didn't think of at the time, so I didn't do it. Alright, so moving on to the grade 1, or moving further in the grade 1s, we are running 4 copies of Melody of Fiendish Flower Taka. Alright, once per turn, rest this unit, choose a card from your damage zone and put it into your soul. If you put a card into your soul, put the top card of your deck into the damage zone face down. If you put a grade 3 or greater card with a different card name from your Vanguard into your soul, you may soul charge 1. So this also works as a boost, or you can use its effect. Running 4 copies of it. Alright, and then moving on to the next grade 1, we are running 4 copies of Miasmic Beast Medulla. And then its effect, once per turn, you can Soul Blast 1 and discard a card from your hand, choose a Saccharine Bait from your drop, and it gets a continuous effect. This card can be played from the drop, and when it would be played, played and put into the drop zone, put it on the bottom of the deck instead until the end of turn. And then at the end of your turn, Energy Blast 5 and draw a card. So awesome. Definitely getting Saccharine Bait back into your hand if you run more than 1 copy, or if you only run one copy, you're going to be getting that back into your hand, which is very useful. All right, moving on to the last of the grade 1s, just the perfect guards. We are running 3 copies of Repelled Malice Dragon and 1 copy of Recusal Hate Dragon. These just kind of fit into the vibe of the deck, so I am running those. All right, moving on to the triggers. For the over trigger, we are running Gamalgaheld, just to get the additional effect. During your turn, all of your Vanguards get 10,000 power and +1 critical until the end of the fight. Also, Dark States over trigger. I just think it fits. I like having the Nation over triggers in the deck instead of the Cray Elementals, just because they usually fit better. I know some of them have better effects, but it's just a thing for me, kind of as an old school player, where I like a lot of my cards to be uniform in the same. All right, for criticals, we're running 4 Direful Doll Bethanies, 2 Lively Breath Dragons, and 2 Flinty Slashers. I always choose to run 8 criticals. I probably could do with some front triggers too as well, just given the nature of the deck, but I'm not. For draw triggers, we are running 3 copies of Buoyance Fleeter and 4 copies of Joyful Songstar for the heal triggers. A lot of these, actually all of them, are just vanilla triggers, because right now I kind of don't feel like building the decks that have all the fancy effects, just because they're a little bit more expensive, and I don't necessarily have the money to spare at the moment, so I just usually try and go with the cheaper builds. Anyways, so that is going to do it for this deck profile. I have yet to use this deck yet, but I am very much looking forward to it. Hopefully I can use it in my shop pretty soon, just because I haven't ever played a game of any card game with another person before. Anyways, so thank you guys very much for watching the video, and I hope to put some more content on the channel soon. Anyways, so thank you very much for watching, and y'all have a good day.